There are some things that some of us do here in the UK that we see as normal, but the British people consider them to be rude. I'm going to be sharing those things with you here in this video so that you have an idea of what it is, of what they are, and try to avoid them when you are in the midst of British people, when you're dealing with them, talking to them, relating with your colleagues at work, or anytime you're with them. You try to avoid such things as much as possible because the British people consider them to be rude. So if it's something you're interested in, please stick with me to the end of this video while we dive right into it. My name is Tochi. If you're seeing my face for the first time, you're very much welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel and like this video. And to all my returning subscribers, you guys are welcome back. So the first one is not holding the door for somebody behind you to pass. So if you want to open a door and somebody is behind you, you have to hold the door for the person to pass before you shut it. You don't just walk through the door and shut the door and expect like the person behind you should open the door for themselves. So it's always advisable that if somebody is behind you and you open a door, it's good that you hold the door for the person to pass or the people behind you to pass before you shut it, right? So it's considered to be rude if somebody is behind you and you just pass and shut the door. You have to hold the door open for everyone behind you, at least for those that you can see at that moment, to pass before you shut the door. The next thing they find rude is if you always say no to tea. Guys, it's their culture here. I don't know how it came about, but they love tea so much. Their tea time is very important to them. So if somebody offers you tea or someone is always offering you tea and you keep saying no, they find it rude. So try as much as possible not to always say no whenever someone is offering you tea. And even if you must say no, try and say no, thank you. All right, be very polite when you're rejecting or refusing their tea offer, but don't do it always, okay? Because I remember I was speaking with a colleague at work and he mentioned to me that British people are feeders and they feel bad if you always reject whatever they are offering you. So try not to reject their offers all the time, because I observe that they always give. Whenever someone is eating something beside you, the person will always say, do you care for some? Do you want? Even when somebody is going to get tea, they try to offer everybody there, like, I'm going to make tea for myself, are you interested? So that is also very important. If you want to get tea for yourself and people are there, don't just make tea for yourself alone. Try to offer those around you. Let them now say no, they're not interested. But if they're interested, try to always make for people around you, okay? Because I notice that a lot. Whenever we are at work and one person is going to make tea or anybody is going to make tea, they always try to offer people like, I'm going for tea, are you interested? I'm going for tea, what would you like? Would you like tea or coffee? Do you want sugar in it? You know, their tea time is always special to them, and try not to reject whenever they offer you tea, okay? And then when you're going to make tea for yourself as well, try to offer those available at that time that you're making tea. Don't just go and make for yourself alone. This video is brought to you in partnership with Lemonade Finance, an app that me and many of my friends and family regularly use to send money to Africa. Lemonade Finance allows Africans in the UK and Canada to send money to 10 African countries. So you can send money to Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Benin, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda at 0 fees. Yes, guys, you heard me, at 0 fees. There are no transaction fees at all, and the recipient receives the money instantly. They also have the best rates that you can find in the market, so you'd always get your complete value for money. Guys, I've been using Lemonade Finance for a few months now, and I can guarantee you that it's very fast, easy to use, reliable, and completely free when it comes to sending money back home. You should also try using Lemonade Finance to send money. If you're not in Canada or in the UK, don't worry. I've got inside gist and I know that they'll be launching in the US and Europe very soon. And when that happens, I'm definitely going to let you guys know. You can download the app with my referral link in the description box to get 10% cash back on your first transaction. You can also type in my code Tochi if you downloaded the app directly from the App Store. That way you get 10% cash back on your first transactions above £100. So if you send £100, you get £10 back, £200, you get £20 back, and so on, capped at £50. So what are you waiting for, guys? Hurry now, download Lemonade Finance app and begin to send money to Africa for free. And don't forget to use my code Tochi so you get the 10% cash back. So guys, back to the video. The third thing that the British people consider to be rude is making too many hand gestures. So guys, I don't know about you, but I know that a lot of people from Africa or from Nigeria especially, make hand gestures a lot when they are trying to communicate. I know that I fall in that category. Like, I'm comfortably sitting on this table. So guys, I've had this encounter personally, and that's why I'm saying this boldly. Like, they consider this to be very rude, very, very rude. So if you're talking with British people or to a British person and you're always doing, so I went there, I came here, you're trying to point, okay, the house, that's those kind of things are very rude to them. So I know this is really hard. I've had that experience personally. Somebody came to me at work. Somebody was asking me a question at work one time, and the normal me, I was trying to use my hand to communicate, and I was like, you go there, it's over there, that paper over there, and she was like, that's rude, that's very rude, stop it. And I'm like, what's rude? I didn't really understand it the first time she was trying to explain that it was my hand gesture that she was finding rude. But I was like, what? She was like, these things you're doing with your hand, stop it. And I'm like, okay. And the funny thing is that if you stand like this too when they're talking to you, they find it very rude as well. So just try to draw a balance. It's very hard. I've noticed that for Nigerians, okay, I can't really say for Africans, but I know about Nigerians. Of course, I'm Nigerian, and I know about Nigerians. We try to use our hands to communicate, to demonstrate. We point at things and just our hands are all over the place when we're talking. I'm even doing it right now in this video. I know I really reduced it, but it's something I tell myself consciously. Try to reduce your hand gestures when you're making a video, when you're talking to British people, or when you're even making communications. All right, generally, just try to reduce it. So I'm really trying, and I want everybody to try as well. If you're watching this video, you plan to move to the UK, or you're in the UK already and you don't know about these things, yeah, I'm telling you right now, too many hand gestures, they find it to be very rude when you're talking to them. Try to reduce it as much as you can. The next is raising your voice when you're angry. Guys, where we're coming from, everybody is, when you're angry, you try to maybe raise your voice to prove a point and all that, but you rarely find that here. Even when you're angry, you should always try to be as polite as possible. Make your points, but don't raise your voice, okay? Make your points, let them know, let the person know that you're angry, you're not happy with what they did, but try to be polite. Do not raise your voice. No matter how displeased you are with a situation, try not to raise your voice. But one thing you should try to do is make it clear to them that you're not happy with that situation, you're not happy with that thing that they did, the person did to you, or with any situation at all, but do not raise your voice. I've noticed that a lot here, guys. People here don't raise their voice, okay? They don't raise their voice at you no matter what it is. And sometimes, guys, I've also noticed that when we are talking, even when we are not shouting, they feel like we are rude. But this is our voice. Some of us Africans, some of us Nigerians, we have loud voices, okay? I've noticed that, and people have shared their stories with me, their encounter with me. They're like, their colleagues at work find their voices to be rude. It's like it's their fault that they have loud voices. Even when you're not shouting, okay, they find it very rude because you already have a loud voice. Then imagine when you're now raising your voice because you're angry or you're displeased at a situation. So please try as much as possible to keep your tone down. Try as much as possible to always keep your tone down when you're talking with British people, okay? The next thing, guys, that they consider to be very, very rude is when you don't say please and thank you. Guys, please and thank you is something that if you're coming to the UK or living in the UK, you should always wear that garment every time, okay, wherever you're going to, because you will hear it all the time, right? People here are very polite. They are always very polite, always very kind, always very friendly. Some of them are very welcoming. Like, so you should always say please and thank you, okay? When something is done for you by somebody, say thank you. Don't forget to say thank you. And when they even say thank you to you, please always say you're welcome, okay? Don't forget that. I've noticed that a lot, even with our kids. They always say, please, can I have some? Thank you, you're welcome, no thank you, no please. Like, all those courtesy, all those things that we don't really say as anything from where we're coming from, those things are very important here. And when you don't say them, they say it to be very rude. And another thing I also noticed that when maybe a senior colleague of yours, your manager, or even anybody, a superior at work is trying to tell you to do something, like they don't even come and tell you, can you go and do that? Can you go and do that? Can you off that light? No, they don't even do that. They are like, please, do you mind doing this? Are you happy to switch off the lights? Are you happy to get that document? Are you happy to write this? Come on, hello, do it if you don't mind. Can you do that if you want? they want you to do it. You're supposed to do it, but the way they even present it to you, like if you want to do it, you can do it. But yeah, they expect you to do it. Like they are always very polite when they're asking you to do something. They are always very polite when they are making a request. So that is something you should always learn as well. Just try, because if you don't do those things or say those things, they consider it as being rude. The next thing, guys, is sitting next to somebody in a bus or in a train or anywhere when there are other empty seats. They consider it to be rude, right? So when you are in a bus or in a place and there are empty seats around, and then you come to sit very close to somebody, they see it as rude. Like, why sit very close to me when there are other empty seats that you'd have just gone to easily? Do you get? Like, I know that these people are very private. They love their space as much as possible, right? They just want space. They're very private people and all that. As minor as this thing might sound, they consider it to be very rude, right? So please try and avoid it. If you are in a train, you are in a bus, you are in a place, right, and there are other empty seats around, please don't go and sit very close to somebody, okay? Try to take up other seats. It's only when those other seats available are filled up, then you can now sit very close to somebody. Next one, guys, is jumping the queue, right? People don't jump the queue here. Try not to do that here, because they'll be looking at you like, what are you doing? Okay, try to follow the queue, follow due process as much as possible. People just do the right things here, and they expect that you do the right things as well. Even if you're not sure if somebody is standing in front of you or anything, try to verify. So guys, the next thing is speaking loudly on your phone in public. Guys, this is they consider it to be very, very rude, right? You're in public and you're shouting, yes, okay, don't do that here, okay? Don't do that. Even when you're on break with your colleagues, maybe you are on break, you're in the staff room or something, please don't talk loud. Because I noticed that these people are very quiet people. They love their quiet, they love their peace, they love their space. And then you're in a staff room when everyone's supposed to be on break and you're making loud call, yes, they consider it to be very rude, very, very rude. Please don't do that, okay? Try not to create public nuisance, okay? No matter how, anyhow, wherever you are, try not to shout, try not to raise your voice, try to always tune it down. My next point is talking with your mouth full. I know that one, even from Nigeria, I already know that habit. You don't talk with your mouth full. If there's food in your mouth, even when you're on a dinner date or anything, when you're supposed to discuss with somebody, you're not supposed to talk with food in your mouth, all right? Finish the food in your mouth before you talk. Do not talk with your mouth full. So, because some people, you see them, oh, yes, you know, food is in their mouth. Sometimes you even see the food coming out of their mouth when they are talking because their mouth is full and they still want to talk, right? That thing you want to say can wait for the food to go down. So finish your food in your mouth, finish the food in your mouth before you talk. In fact, this one is not even only for British people. If you do that beside me, I'm like, what are you even doing? Finish the food in your mouth, okay? Then you can now talk. I'll say whatever you want to say, no matter how important it is. Guys, the next one, this might be the last for this video, is do not take all the space in an escalator or on the stairs, okay? If you're walking, if you're on an escalator, try to stay at one side, okay? So other people can join you as well. Do not take all the space, okay? Do not take all the space, no matter how you want to do it. Try not to take all the space so you can accommodate other people, because if you do that, it's considered to be very rude. All right, so tell me other things, share with me other things that you know that the British people consider to be rude in the comment section. And if you've had any other experience as well, like things you were doing innocently, things you consider to be normal that the British people saw as being rude, just like in my case, let me know in the comment section as well. All right, so we've come to the end of this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.